Welcome to this interactive demo for Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012. This interactive demo is divided into 6 scenarios designed to show the functionality of the pre-built business intelligence, or BI solution, that ships with Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012. Throughout these scenarios, you'll experience the role of System Administrator. In this first scenario, you're responsible for prototyping and configuring Microsoft Dynamics AX role centers by way of deploying a pre-built cube to meet users' requirements. Your learning objectives will be to use the SQL Server Analysis Services Project Wizard to deploy a pre-built cube, test the cube deployment by assigning a profile to the administrator, and view and add specific KPI data to the profile's role center. Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 pre-built home pages, called role centers, provide an integrated view of the business using data drawn from different areas of the application through the use of analysis cubes. Your first task is to deploy analysis cubes so that users' home pages can display placeholder content, while your organization is finalizing its Microsoft Dynamics AX configuration keys and master data definitions. To get started, follow the on-screen prompt. Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 introduces a wizard-driven user interface that enables a partner or developer to perform common configuration options without requiring a specialist in BI implementations. This task is now complete. To continue, follow the prompts. In this task, you'll assign the CEO profile to the administrator so that you can verify the deployment and add certain KPIs to the role center for the CEO. To begin, follow the prompts. Now, your user ID is assigned to the CEO profile. This task is complete. To continue, follow the prompts. Your next task is to view the CEO home page. You can personalize the CEO role center by adding a pre-built KPI to the list of financial KPIs. Because this is the CEO role center, you'll choose to display the total expenses KPI value with respect to the current document date and fiscal calendar. Notice that the total expenses KPI has been added to the list of financial KPIs. Next, you'll personalize the CEO role center by modifying a trend indicator in the Business Overview web part. To continue, follow the prompts on the screen. The role center now displays the trend according to the newly applied filter. With that task complete, you'll change your user profile to that of the Accounts Receivable Administrator to view the role center associated with that profile. The home page now displays as the role center of the Accounts Receivable Administrator. This scenario is now complete. In this second scenario, your learning objectives will be to apply Microsoft Dynamics AX licenses and configurations to pre-built cubes, and add language support to pre-built cubes. Whereas cube configuration used to be a complex manual process, now the process can be done in several minutes and without requiring special BI skills. To demonstrate this, your first task will be to configure Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 pre-built cubes for licenses and configuration. The Add Label Translations page enables you to add translations to the generated analysis project. In this case, you'll add the Spanish translation. This scenario is now complete. In this third scenario, your learning objective will be to update Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 pre-built cubes by adding or removing dimensions and calendars. Your first task is to add financial dimensions to the pre-built analysis cubes so that users can slice financial measures by department, cost center, and purpose. To begin, follow the on-screen prompt. You can include one or more Gregorian calendars for analyzing cube data using date dimensions. The wizard also offers an option to provide currency conversion support. As you expand the tree, you can see your changes being made to the project. Now you can deploy your project. This scenario is now complete. In this fourth scenario, you'll enable users in your organization to view SQL Server Analysis Services cube data in a Microsoft Excel PivotTable report. Your learning objectives will be to connect to the SQL Server Analysis Server database and import Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 cube data into an Excel PivotTable report, design the layout for the PivotTable report, and set data to refresh when the PivotTable report is opened. Your first task is to open Microsoft Excel and import data from the SQL Server Analysis Server database. To begin, follow the prompt. This task is now complete. Continue to follow the prompt. Your next task is to design a layout for the data in the PivotTable report. This task is now complete. Since this report will be used on a daily basis, your next task will be to modify the data connection properties to update the report with reprocessed data every time it's opened. To do this, continue to follow the prompts on the screen. This scenario is now complete. In this fifth scenario, you will use the SQL Server Business Intelligence Development Studio, or BIDS, to customize Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 pre-built cubes. Your learning objectives will be to modify an existing KPI, add a new KPI, and utilize the new KPI in a role center. Your first task is to modify the existing sales KPI for a pre-built cube. Double-click the Customer Relationship Management Cube, or SMM Cube, to update the project. Here, you'll modify the constants in the expression. This task is now complete. Continue to follow the prompts. Your next task is to create a KPI for your organization that reports the average revenue per sale. The value expression divides the total invoice revenue by the number of sales. The goal value for the average revenue per sale is $17,000. The status expression provides a basis from which to evaluate progress toward meeting the goal. For the trend indicator field, you'll keep the standard arrow indicator. Now that the new KPI has deployed correctly, you will verify the result in a browser view. To do so, follow the prompts on the screen. Now you can see the new KPI. This task is now complete. Your next task is to display both the modified sales KPI and the new average revenue per sale KPI in the Customer KPIs area of the CEO Role Center. The modified and new KPIs are displayed with the other customer KPIs. This scenario is now complete. In this sixth and final scenario, you're responsible for securing user access to the analysis cubes. Your learning objectives will be to assign a user to a SQL Server Analysis Services database role and configure access to certain cubes for that role. Your first task is to assign yourself to the Marketing Manager role in Analysis Services. To begin, follow the prompts on screen. The role has been assigned, completing this task. To continue, follow the prompts. Your next task is to specify which analysis cubes this database role can access. This scenario is now complete. As you've just seen, Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 includes a pre-built business intelligence or BI solution that can be easily implemented, configured, and customized for an organization by an administrator without specialized BI skills. Thanks for participating in this interactive demo. For more information, contact your Microsoft representative.